Right now, I'm going through a period of slow growth. It's one of those periods that makes you question, am I doing something wrong? I'm writing every day, posting blogs, I'm scripting videos for YouTube, and I'm putting myself out there and content out there every day. And most times I'm getting very little feedback, not many comments, not many likes. And it's easy to think that what you're doing mustn't be working. I had someone comment on my video yesterday, wow, crazy, you've only got 5 views. And from the outside, it can look like you're kind of wasting your time. I know if I was trying to go viral with my content or get a lot of traction quickly, that it would probably feel like I'm failing at it. But if you look at a longer term lens and what you're actually trying to achieve, slow growth is often a really good indicator that you're building something for the long term, that you're working on skill sets and that you're actually making progress to something that will count for something further down the line. So I started my own channel and writing blogs about 6 months ago on my personal websites. These are really long form blogs, 3,000 words plus often. And basically, I've got about 100 people on that subscriber list who are reading my blogs every week. I then started an X account where I post most days about 3 months ago, and I picked up 50 subscribers. And with my YouTube channel, which I started this month, doing my 30-day challenge of videos, I've so far got 29 subscribers. So from the outside, it looks like not much is happening. But internally, in terms of what I'm learning, what I'm improving, I'm learning so much about myself and so much about where I want to go and what direction to take. And it got me reflecting on the importance and the significance of slow growth over fast growth. So before I got into any sort of coaching, poker stuff, mindsets, I used to do middle distance running as a youngster. From the age of 11, my dad sent me up to a local running club. And in my early teens, I remember vividly, we'd always set the goal for the next year's 1,500 meter time. That was my main event I did. And a big year would be, can we improve my 1,500 meter time by 5 to 10 seconds? So let's say I ran 4:30 one year. The goal was to run 4:20 the previous year. And a whole year's training was designed just to knock off those 5 to 10 seconds. And that involved 4 times a week training, really committed to it. And yeah, if it was perfect and things went amazing, I would often hit that goal and knock off that time. However, I picture a lot of years where I improved by a lot less, maybe 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. But when I look back on it, it was still a big success. It was still a lot of progress, and it was still a big achievement to knock time off your personal best. And this is something that it's hard to envision from the outside because the numbers look so small, the metrics look so meaningful. But when you commit to a path and you dedicate yourself to something, sometimes the most meaningful improvements are the small ones. So it takes me to reflect on my powerlifting, where I started about 4 years ago, and I did competition quite early, and I went from a 200 deadlift to a 220 kilogram deadlift. I was like, wow, this is a big jump. And then from there, I started taking it seriously, training really hard for it, and I was doing these 12-week training blocks. And over a 12-week training block, I was looking to add 5 kilograms to my deadlifts, 5 kilograms to my squats, and anything to my bench, 1 or 2 kilograms, and I was happy because bench is harder to move for me. Now, for a full 4 trainer blocks, so pretty much a year, 48 weeks, I did nothing on my deadlift. I made no improvements. I failed every time at 225. 225 trainer block, failed my 1RM attempt. And this is really frustrating. And at this point, I'm 35. It looks like I'm plateauing. I'm doing everything right. I'm recovering really well, training really well, listening to my body, pushing myself, hitting every single rep along the way, and no progress. And for some reason, I was stubborn enough to just keep going, sticking with it. I enjoyed the process of trying to get better, and I figured I'd make a breakthrough at some point. Then after a year, I think it was roughly around the 13-month mark, one day after a trainer block, I was able to hit 230 kilograms, so 10 kilogram increase. And I was ecstatic. I was like, this is amazing. I can't believe I've done this. Not because the weight itself was significant, not because adding 10 kilograms almost significant, but because I had to work so hard to get it. And from the outside, it looked like, why do you bother? Why do you spend 13 months training so hard just to lift that small amount extra? Doesn't feel worth it. The ROI feels too low. And yeah, if you're thinking about things in terms of those absolutes and the big jumps, it often does look that way. But in that process, I learned so much about myself, about training. I built resilience. I built, call it grit, in terms of the ability to persevere and push through swings. And I pushed through a period where most people would have give up to get to that other side. And this is like a hidden part of slow growth or plateaus that people don't really acknowledge, that when it gets really hard and you're not getting external rewards, you build so much character. You build so much strength in yourself to show up even when there aren't rewards. And that is huge. That really can take you anywhere in life. So I've been reflecting for myself how much you gain from slow growth compared to quick growth. Let's say my first blog went viral. I started a new YouTube channel. I've got 50,000 people already watching the channel. On some avenues, that's amazing. But on other avenues, would it feel as good? Would it feel as good if I have to work 5 years or 10 years to get to that output? So for me, I feel like the rewards at the ends are so much better when it's been a slower process of getting there. Almost like the effort and energy and time to get somewhere or what makes something rewarding. So when things are going slow, for you, if you're watching this and you're in a period of slow growth or even no growth, know that you're building character to keep pushing through without rewards. And also, maybe the rewards will never come. Maybe you never get the external metrics that you want. Maybe this channel always stays at low numbers. Maybe I don't get the results I want from the output I put, and maybe that's okay. Maybe your job is just to show up in the best way possible, to enjoy the process of trying to get better at something. Slow growth is amazing. That's a sign you're taking the next step on the path and you're getting some sort of metric that says there's an improvement there and you can make the next one. So yeah, I think in this digital world where we can almost get a bit caught up in things blowing up quickly, things getting a lot of traction, things going well overnight, so to speak, when in reality, it's those slow, gradual steps. So try to enjoy that process. Try to enjoy slow growth over quick growth. Occasionally, you might make a big improvement. Things might get rewarded overnight or a big jump in your results. Great. Enjoy that. But no, for the most part, growth will be slow, it'll be steady, and it'll be very enjoyable.